Hi, everyone, and welcome to our Coach's Corner feature. And this week we have a very special guest. Our girls tennis coach, Larry Williams, joins us. And as we talk with Coach Williams, normally we get a chance to visit with you at the first of the season. Kind of different because the season is winding down very rapidly. But how have the girls done this year, Coach?
We've always made a step up in the last 5 years that I've been there. We have a better team. I don't know if the results in the doubles have been quite as what we expected. I mean, I think we had higher expectations. Singles, we've had some good results out of Gabby Langston and Taylor Whitefield in singles overall, and we've won some third place trophies and plaques and stuff like that we hadn't in the past, and we've got a lot of medals. So yeah, we're doing pretty good.
A lot of times at the first of the year, you're developing some chemistry, finding out who your top players are. As we get down to this point in the season, do you know how you're going to go into the regionals in the state?
Yeah, the Taylor Whitefield has a very strong record at number 2, but she's going to be playing number 1 for us just because she's beaten some other girls that our number 2 player Gabby Langston hasn't beat yet. So Gabriella Langston, that's her real name, is playing number 2 for us. And then we're going to have Brenna Keeler and Ashley Robinson playing number 1 doubles. And we're all going to have Hannah Balzer, and then we're going to have Carly Parks, a freshman that also lettered in volleyball, very good athlete. She's going to be playing number 2 doubles. And our alternate this year is Jenna Wines. Jenna played most of the year, but she can't go to state, so if she wins then in regionals, then she couldn't go on state, so Carly's going to play, and Carly's a very strong player anyway, so we'll have a good time.
What type of position is the program in? Are these all young girls coming back, or is this a veteran group?
This is two juniors in Gabby and Whitefield, and Taylor Whitefield, and then there's 4 sophomores, and so we've introduced those 4 sophomores except for Ashley Robinson. She played number 2 doubles last year, and we may take her back to number 2 next year with another player. But it's a fairly young team. I am looking forward to next year because we'll have some experience and been through 12, 15 tournaments and seen some of our competition. So yeah, it'll be good.
Well, that's great. All 6 returning starters plus the incoming girls that will come into your program. So that bodes very well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like it, to be real honest.
As we come down, Larry, in the final few weeks of school, tell me first of all about regionals, where they're going to be and how you shape up for regionals.
Well, originally we hadn't planned on having it here, but some teams some teams and cities didn't step up, and so Brad Larimer, our boys coach, said, hey, let's just do it right here. Our courts are in good shape and everybody likes to come. So we've got regionals for the girls this May the 2nd, next Monday, a week from today, and then 2 weeks from today we've got the boys regionals here, so people can come out and see some tremendous tennis. Not only is Whitefield playing very good for the girls, I think she'll be hopefully make state, but obviously Daniel Langston, that's going to be we think it's going to be a 3-time state champion, will be out for the boys, so that's something to watch.
These are good times for our tennis programs, and you mentioned although you're the girls coach, we may not in our lifetime see a player as good as Daniel Langston.
That's true. Daniel is outstanding. There have been some players that probably were very close when I was in high school, which was a long time ago, and we won't talk about that. They had some people named Barger, Hess, and Landauer, and each one of those players, Landauer played number 1 for the University of Arkansas, Hess played number 1 for the University of Oklahoma, and Barger played number 1 for Oklahoma State University when they got there. That's pretty strong in and of itself for that particular class. But yeah, as a team, that was probably the best team they've ever had. But as an individual, Daniel probably is a step or 2 ahead of those. Yes.
And it's interesting too because although you are our girls tennis coach, if you're familiar with the summer programs that Larry runs, you kind of follow what Wally did and what Brad does, and you're involved with both girls and boys, although you're our girls high school coach.
Yeah, Brad and I made a point this year to kind of cross over, not so much to coach them, but to have relationships with the boys and he with the girls, so that when we get to regionals and state and things like that, that we can coach both. And while we're kind of on that venue right now, I did want to mention that they started the Oklahoma Tennis Coaches Association Hall of Fame this year. First time they started, and the new honorary, or I guess the first club that went in, basically the first 10 attendees that went in. Big Dad Larimer, Steve Larimer went in, and also Wally Smith went in. And the interesting thing at the banquet for that was that so many people learned from Wally or learned from Steve Larimer that were the inductees. So Ponca City was really, to me, the cornerstone of Oklahoma tennis. And obviously, they had tremendous teams in the 60s and the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. So,
And
yeah.
Still great to see Steve Larimer hanging around the tennis courts, isn't it?
Steve comes and helps us with tournaments, and he goes out there and shows people how to hit forehands and backhands and volleys, and teases the girls and the boys both. So we enjoy having Steve out there. Yeah.
A couple of more things. You mentioned the regional. Is it all going to be played there on the 7th Street courts?
We are, because we've got 9 courts, and it's not so big that we can't play it. We played a tournament this last weekend called the Big Dad Invitational for Steve, and because we had boys and girls in from 8 teams each, then we had to play at the country club and there. And the country club's been very nice to help us out. But that gives us 15 courts, and we can run a successful tournament within the day.
As far as the teams coming in, Larry, who's going to be the team or teams to beat?
Well, Brad knows that better than I do, but I know Bartlesville's coming in, Jinx is coming in, we've got somebody like Capitol Hill is coming in, there's another, I believe it's a Broken Arrow that's coming in for the girls. The boys change, and when you talk to Brad, that probably would be a good question for him. I know Stillwater's coming into our regional for the girls, so there's 5 teams that I know. The other ones I don't remember exactly who they are.
Well, hopefully it'll be a good draw for you guys, and maybe you can get some through. There's nothing like the experience of a regional or a state, is there?
Right. Yeah, we took 3 girls to state last year. The 2 girls that I mentioned, Gabby and Taylor, and then Blair Didlak went last year also. So we would love to have as many, if not more, go. We're working hard, and some tough teams are coming. So it's going to be an interesting draw and an interesting tournament. They're going to have to play their tails off to everybody, from Taylor all the way down to the number 2 double team. They got to play their tails off to get in.
Well, great to talk to you. Good to see you, Mr. Williams, and Larry Williams, the girls tennis coach. What an honor. Our high school tennis team's hosting regionals next Monday, and then the following Monday, the 2nd and the 9th. For Coach Williams on our Coach's Corner, for Chris Adams, I'm Phil Turney.